What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss a Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing. Welcome to the beginning of the podcast, where I guess all of us maybe, have moved from making decisions on rain to making decisions on snow. Is it going to snow?
Is it ever going to be nice out? There's been snow or rain every day for the past, I think, 3 weeks.
It's November. What was your expectation?
Last year at this time, we were killing it. The weather was much better than it is this time around.
Yeah, it's been mild the past few years where we've been able to work into December, no problem.
It's mild right now. It was +5 today. It's just rainy and shitty.
Yeah.
But it's mild.
But we are getting a lot of snow tonight, apparently.
You guys are? Oof.
Yeah.
We're getting
it's supposed to have been snowing all day and it never snowed. So I don't is that really happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Part of the problem with the Weather Network now is if you turn on the Weather Network at this moment, it says Storm Center, possible road closures as multi-day snow squall hits southern Ontario. Okay. But it's not they're broadcasting that everywhere, but it's not in anywhere that's dangerous travel expected Thursday and Friday as lake effect squalls intensify, risk of 30 to 50 centimeters in some areas, plan accordingly. But they never tell you the areas because that keeps you coming back to the app. Right?
Yeah.
Here's a snowfall accumulation will vary significantly with 40 to 50 centimeters forecast in the hardest hit regions. Okay, well, what are the regions?
Nothing can just be anymore. They have to shock you with everything because nothing does it anymore.
Road closures likely for communities southeast of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. Okay. What communities? Just communities. Are you talking is India southeast of fucking Lake Huron? Because if it is, there's probably a community there that could be getting 50 centimeters of snow. It's so, but they do that so you keep checking it, right? You got to keep checking it. I don't know. I didn't shut it down. I'm going to get up in the morning and make a fucking call, I guess, and see. So in the evening is +1 centimeter. Nightfall, this is for Whitby, is 1 to 3 centimeters, -1. Morning is 1 to 3 centimeters, -1. 70% chance. There's a 30% chance that none of this fucking shit happens. But we've got a severe storm warning in Whitby. Afternoon, 1 centimeter. It just doesn't, I guess it just doesn't seem, it seems like all of this stuff is just overblown, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did stay out late tonight to go get a fucking bin because I was the temperature's going to go down and then the shit's going to freeze in the fucking bin and then we're going to have this stuff stuck in the fucking bin for the whole winter. So I went and got it.
I only have one bin out right now. But they've had it. So this client asked for a bin. He wants it dropped with the material in the bin, left on site to pick out of the bin. and we've flipped the bin 3 times now, just refilling it with gravel because it's the whole side is a fucking mud pit.
Hmm.
So it's cleaner to pick out of the bin than it is to waste. Yeah, I don't think it's cheaper because the bin rate is in there. So
Maybe it's allowing him to keep working, so he doesn't
yeah,
care about it
yeah,
costing more. Because
yeah.
his options are to work, not work at all, or to pay you for your bin rate or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not complaining one bit. It keeps the bins out, keeps the money coming in, and he pays well. So,
This time of year, you gotta be worried about the bins freezing to the ground too if they're sitting in the mud.
oh, yeah, they're in the
That
mud.
fucking sucks.
So why? Because it'll still pick them up, I'm assuming. It just picks them up with shit on
Sometimes it, yeah. So there's two problems. Sometimes it won't get them off the ground, depending on how
it.
frozen they are. And then the secondary problem is they're covered in shit, and you drag all that stuff over the rails, and then it all falls in the frame of the truck.
My bins don't, the rails don't ride the ground. We have feet on them, right? So we have
Mm.
only 4 points of contact instead of a whole rail's worth of contact across the bottom. So maybe that helps.
I think that would probably help unless it's like really wet mud and the feet
Yeah.
sink down. Like,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good idea.
Well,
Cody and I spend a wealth of time cleaning the frames of our trucks this time of year.
in this situation, it's a good idea, but you've said before how if you can't put them down in Toronto on a driveway with feet, right? Because your 4 points of contact are so much smaller, you go right through the driveway,
Yes.
and you
Well,
would,
till the rails hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
In
which it,
theory, you would just based on
yeah,
the pressure points,
yeah,
right?
I get it. We have done that once. The driveway was getting replaced anyway, so
Did it go through the driveway?
yeah, the driveway is getting repaired or
I've
replaced.
never heard of this feed on bins. I've never seen it before.
No,
I've never. That's like a Cornwall pizza. It's a Cornwall bin.
maybe it must. Well, it's a Eastern Ontario bin, I suppose. I was at the bin shop, I guess, a couple months ago, and I was picking up one of my new bins, and I pull in right beside a brand new Western Star, my identical truck, tandem, everything was the same, but it had a multi-lift on it.
Mm.
And the bin maker was like, I can't put feet on this. The rails are too low. Or like there was no clearance between the frame and uh the feet or something like that. So he just couldn't make feet for the bins. So you had to make all his bins for that truck different.
I
When
so
you're
like
talking about feet, are you talking about like the rollers on the back?
Well, the rollers they act as the back 2 feet, but at the
Okay.
front it's like a coffee table. It's got 2 feet on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay.
Just sit
the
so
problem with a multi lift is that once the bin comes down, you drag it forward, and the feet would hit the holders. They're not rails; they're like little pockets. The feet would hit it,
okay, ours everything fits above that, I suppose. I don't know.
or it closes, and then you're not dragging. Because if the feet were taller than the rails, you'd be dragging them, and they'd get caught on our truck, on the way our lift works.
Ours is
I've never been around any other lift. I've only been around multi lifts, so
hmm, whatever. I mean, they all do sort of the same thing, just in different ways.
Powell fingers are pretty different from multi lifts. They do the same thing, just they're.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would say that the ways are very different.
Well, I can't
How they do
imagine
it.
picking up someone else's bin and having it go straight forward. So
It wouldn't.
I'm happy
I
to have
bet. I bet you probably couldn't pick up our bins,
likely.
but we couldn't pick. Like I think we'd fucking rip the truck apart, or we'd rip the hydraulics would rip the feet right off the bin. You'd find out how good the feet were welded on pretty
Yeah.
fucking quick.
I we went to put down a bin today and the back door is smashed. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, how are all these bins get treated like fucking trash?
Mm.
Like it's like
Welcome to the bin game.
can we not have anything nice? But these are for us, right? Like they're not going out every week and being rented to someone. Like the door has, I don't know, maybe a 2 inch, an inch and a half, 2 inch gouge out of it. Like, so someone fucking hit this thing hard. I'm like, who did this? Like, oh, it was like that. What do you mean it was like that? Things just aren't like that all the time. That's not a fucking excuse. Things are like that. Oh, it's been like that. What the fuck does that mean? It's been like that. It had to get like that somehow.
So we don't do it with bins, so this wouldn't have worked. But I had similar things happening with machines, right? I'd go and look at something and be like, okay, well, like when did like trying to think of something that happened to one of the machines, but oh, the hood is cracked on the buggy. I'm gonna guess that someone was dumping something in the buggy or something happened to the hood of the buggy. It's cracked. And so I said, well, like when did that happen? And everyone's like, oh, it's been like that. And I said, okay. So now we have the daily inspection sheets. So if you inspect it and you don't write it down and I see it, I'd be like, okay, well, like just so whenever someone sees it, I don't really care that it happened. I get stuff gets bashed and it breaks and the it's just the business. But I'd like to know how it happened so we could potentially talk about preventing it from happening again.
Yes. I can see how that's a good system to have in place. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should put some SOPs together over the winter.
Do you do those daily inspections, PK? And do people actually like report that there's a
Yeah.
hood cracked? Yeah.
Yeah, they have to do them every day. Well, legally you have to do them anyways if you run equipment, right? Like if you we had when I worked at Ridge Lake, we had a wheeled skid steer digging out a playground. And they were bouncing it around to get it over the curb, and when they bounced it, a tire blew. No big deal. We called the tire guy. Tire guy came, put tire back on. This is not the end of the world. Like a month and a half later, the owner got served with a like $2 million lawsuit because the blowing of the tire in the townhouse complex that was politely a low income townhouse complex, let's say, the blowing of the tire caused the woman to not be able to orgasm sexually anymore, and the pain and suffering was worth 2 million. Which seems funny, right? Like it's funny. We could all laugh about it. It's funny. Except that when it went to court, we lost.
Oh, this is a true story.
Oh no, I didn't make this up. This is true. Yeah, this happened. We
What
lost.
sort of
And
liberal bullshit is this? What do you mean?
the reason we lost was because in court we were asked to produce when was the last time that machine was inspected and serviced. And we didn't have like obviously we had someone had at some time changed the oil but we didn't have a daily inspection log of what kind of condition was the tire in before it blew. Did someone inspect the tire that morning? And so we lost. And I don't know if they got the full amount, but they got a substantial amount of money for their lack of sexual performance from the tire blowing. So then that's when we started daily tracking of all this stuff, which I didn't do for the first while, but we started doing it last year. We have these carbon copy books. There's one for excavators and one for skid steers and the buggy because it's like a weird piece of one-off equipment we have. And they go through and they check it out, and then each truck has one of each book, and then they pull them out and they put them in their pouch, and then at the end of the week, I in theory go through them all and look at them. And then if someone sues us for lack of sexual performance, we will at least have a backup plan that we would. Plus, when we're working for some of our GC clients, they want those inspections, right? Like we do a lot of work for Shandos, and they you have to prove your equipment's being inspected every day, or they won't let you work. Which probably that stuff hasn't probably started to take place in Cornwall, but
No, it hasn't.
we had one GC that wouldn't let us work unless we had like yellow inspection stickers on all the machines. like the trucks.
Wow.
And I was like, well, so I called Bobcat, and they're like, yeah, we don't do that. No one does yearly machine inspections. I said, okay, well, I can't run my machines tomorrow without proving they were inspected this year, or like whatever day it was. And they were like, oh, well, we can't really help you, and no one could help us because no one provides these things. So I
They wanted
ordered.
like a once in a year inspection. Do you know how much shit can go wrong in 12 months?
It doesn't matter. They want to see that the machine was legally inspected by a professional.
Service once
One,
11 months ago at some point.
it, but this is the requirement to work on that GC site to prove that the machines were. So I ordered a bunch of inspection stickers from Amazon and filled them out myself and put them on the machine. And then the guy came back like a week later and said, "Hey, did you get your inspection stickers done?" I said, "Yep, they're on every machine. They're still on our machines because we still own them. It's like
They're
like
faded
this,
white.
they're faded and fucking fucked up." And but the guy looked at him and was like, "Oh, I'm really happy that you were able to comply. Thanks." And he moved on, and we just kept working. $10 worth of fake
Soft
inspection
hand
stickers.
fucking office guy.
He's just following the rules coming down from the top. I doubt he made the rules, right? He's just following the fucking rules.
They said that
I do.
about the
We do. All the pickups get a daily inspection too, and they all get turned in as well at the end of the week, so that I can go through them. And when we only had a few things, it was easy for me to keep track of those things. But now we have so many things that I have a shared note I keep with Brad too, because we have a shared note back and forth when he when he if we notice something needs to be done, we put it in the note, and then he can see it in the shared note, and then he can, when he does it, he can put a check mark on the notes and say that that was done. And to try and try, because originally it was just like me and an E20 and a pickup truck.
the good old days.
Those were great days.
Mm,
Life was way less complex.
yeah. Now you have daily fires to put out. Today I got a call. What are you doing? Working. Oh, you're not driving around? No, I'm working. Oh, I need 5 bags of sand. Okay. You know you're going to sand. Why didn't you bring sand? Well, I did, but we ran out. We're 5 bags short. You're 5 bags short of sand. Yeah, I didn't think it would use this much, but we're 5 bags short. You're 1 bag short, fine, but 5 fucking bags is a lot to be short. Yeah, but it's really windy out here. What the fuck kind of excuse is that? It's really windy out here. 5 bags of sand are blowing across the fucking job site? Are you serious? You make this much money and you're calling me with this fucking problem? Unacceptable. You should have never called at all. You should have got the fucking sand yourself. This is fucking unreal. And I am just about done with it at this point.
So to avoid the level of frustration that you have right now, I would have calculated how many bags of sand they need and then put it in their daily dispatch in the app.
They make too much money for me to be making these decisions.
I think
There
that's
is no
probably.
excuse at that level of pay with the expertise that they're supposed to have. They should have their ducks in a row. Otherwise, they're making too much money. And that's the next conversation.
I don't disagree about any of that. I still would have just done it myself to make sure that it
I
was
can't do everything here. We're trying to run a company. I put you in the position that makes the money so that you can take some of the load off, so that we can all continue to succeed. If you're not pulling your weight at the money that you're making, I'll find someone that can. Because with what you're making, I definitely can.
So I agree with all of these things you're saying. I still would have just put in how many bags of sand they should bring.
Bring the whole fucking skid. I don't care.
Well, see, that was a great solution to the problem because you have equipment to unload the skid and equipment to load the skid. So why would you hand bomb any of it on there? You also have 1-ton trucks. So why wouldn't you just picked up a skid, put it on the fucking truck, driven it to the job site, taken what you need? So that is exactly how I solved my problem when I was in Dominican. The Friday before I left, I loaded up. I knew that they would get to the point where they needed to sand pavers while I was away. You guys both stopped. Oh, you're
Nope,
back.
I'm here.
Um, so I just went and bought a whole skid of sand and put it in one of the dump trailers with the roller packer and everything they would, the torch and the propane tank. And I packed it all up and pulled the tarp over it and said, okay, when you're sanding, just take that trailer with you. But it had a whole skid on it. And in the end, we had 25 extra bags. So we returned them.
Understood. I can understand that at $20 an hour and $25 an hour. But anything more than that, and you should be able to figure out what you need to do the job. Where I shouldn't have to spend a fucking Saturday loading your truck with everything that you might need to get the job done. Because you're a landscape professional and you've been doing this for 20 plus years. When does the hand holding stop?
Never. That's why you build the SOPs. An SOP is just a piece of paper that's holding hands instead of you.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
It doesn't. The hand holding never ends. It doesn't matter who you hire.
To hire myself a million times.
At some point, someone felt the same way about you that you feel about these people.
Yeah, potentially. My old boss
Oh,
told me one time, actually, after I started NDL, he's like, I really should have let you take over the company instead of closing it up. Yeah, what do you do?
Is that the same person you bought the yard from?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Does that company still exist?
No,
No.
no. Well, I don't think so. They definitely don't landscape anymore. Um, his son has a smaller landscape company, and Liam's doing well. I think he's back in university or whatever, so he only works summers. But good kid, does good work. Come a long way. But I was in between the boss and his son's age, and Liam was too young to take over whenever his dad was ready to retire. So it would have been me or nobody, and I had my own thing going, so I ran with it.
my boss, when one of my bosses when I was younger pulled his hair out of his head and shoved it in my face and said, "You're so fucking stupid. I'm pulling my own hair out of my head." So that I think he might have felt the same way about me that you feel today,
Like
potentially.
I have all my hair. I'm not willing to pull it out for these fucking
He
guys.
was really ripping handfuls of hair out of his head and then shaking it in my face, saying, "You're so fucking stupid. I'm pulling my own hair out of my head." And I went, "Oh, great."
Oh, yeah, I
It
can.
wasn't. I'm gonna say it wasn't inspirational to work harder that day. After that, wasn't really inspiring. I don't. I agree with 100% that, but like, if you're, how do you assign someone a task at NDL? Like, how do you dispatch people for the
In the
for the
morning,
day?
they all come and huddle around my truck, and I tell them what we're doing, and they know to go out and do it. Sometimes some guys need more detail than others, and so they get it, and that's it. What else do you do for these people? Do you want to write them a story? Maybe I should have a story for every worker with pictures.
I have a story with pictures. I'm gonna screenshot like what I send out every day for a crew, and then you can look at it right now and tell me what you think about it, because I'm interested to see
Sure.
what you
Yeah.
what you think about this. So
When they come in that example of the sanding, they know like the next day that they're going to be doing sanding, right?
No, it'll depend on how far they have gotten the day before, right?
But they
They,
know
they
how
should be
far
able
they've
to
gotten, so
anticipate.
they know they can anticipate, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, they should be able to. It's not likely that they put in a patio one day and then the next day, forget that, we're leaving, we're going to do something else. They know for the most part that they are finishing the job that they started. And
I'm
we're not just going hog wild with something else.
okay. I'm sending you my dispatch. Well, I'll send it to you too, Mike. That way you can give me an opinion on this too.
Can we put this up on YouTube?
Absolutely.
That'll be available in about 3 months to
So
anyone listening on YouTube.
that's what I send out on an average day.
Okay, yeah, all pretty standard. Everything that I tell the workers in the morning.
Okay, but I don't trust them to remember what I said to them at 6 o'clock in the morning anymore, so they can continually refer back to this all
I
day.
do, and if they don't, they have a phone and they can call me.
I don't.
Things
I
also
get.
change all the time unless I say so.
I don't know. I get 500 phone calls a day, so I don't need one about what we're doing. They can just read that and they don't bug me. I mean, I think we have established on this podcast though that I get far more phone calls than either of you guys. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I don't. I do it that way because this has dispatching the people. Like I used to do what you did. They would all gather around. I would, explain it every day, and Ari would say we're 3 times more productive since we went to the app and this system. Because I write down what truck they're taking. They know exactly. They just come in. They just boom. They go. They know everything. Most of them read it the night before, so they know what they're doing when they get to the yard in the morning.
Well, sometimes I don't even know the night before.
Would you say that that's potentially an organizational problem on your part?
Potentially, but I can't be everywhere at once. I can theorize what got done today, what needs to get done tomorrow. Putting the plan together. Oh, the weather's shitty in the morning. Have to change things up. And then what happens whenever they read it the night before, but they didn't read it the night of, or the morning that they go to work, and things have changed since then? Because my guys would definitely do that. Oh, night before it
Do you
says
think that
getting
potentially I just do you think potentially I just have better people?
potentially.
Like I don't mean that in a bad way because all these things that you're describing, like I just
And
I
my
just
guys
wouldn't
are
have I
generally pretty
just
great.
wouldn't have those people around me.
My
Where's
guys
the next NDL hire a project manager?
are
Yeah, I would agree with Mike because continually you keep saying I can't be everywhere, I can't be everywhere, I can't be everywhere. Well, if you can't be everywhere, you obviously need some kind of supervision everywhere. So maybe Mike's right that a project manager is the next step. Because there are things that our guys like when I was in Dominican, this is a good example. Bill arrived at the park we're doing to lay the pavers, and I had checked on it on Saturday to make sure, and it looked by the way the tarps were covering everything for the concrete pour that they were ready for us. But when Bill arrived, they weren't ready for us. So that caused like a bit of a kerfuffle, and people weren't sure. And there was, I'm trying to deal with it from the Dominican, and uh, so like I called Jack and said, Jack, I need you to drive down to Oshawa and go there as the project manager and call me and we will sort out a plan between us and then give everyone the new plan. And so Jack went down there and had a look around, figured out what the fuck was going on, called me, we formulated a plan, and then they actually got the work done faster under bad circumstances than I had planned for them to get it done under the perfect circumstances.
It would be great to have a project manager. Hey, how much do you have to pay a project manager? because the fucking workers are making as much as maybe what a project manager should.
But none of them are solely, it's not their sole job, right?
I don't know. I'm just at this time of the year, and it's probably worse now because we're towards the end, and I've just stacked shit on shit on shit for the last 9 months, but I'm fucking pretty sick of it at this point.
So I felt like you till I started using the Connect Team app and laying out everything I wanted every day. No, I'm being serious. I felt exactly like you.
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting better and better and better and better and better and better. And there was a lot of, like you said, I would upload things and there was a lot of learning for me. Like I used to upload a whole week in advance. Like because sometimes we're on big jobs. Like, we're doing a to be fair on this job, I don't even like I've been busy, so Daryl knows more about it than I do because he's like been on the job every day and I haven't been around this job as much as I should, but like he's going to the same job every single day. So all it says here is it says where he's working, the hours that expect him to work. I expect him to work from 6 a.m. till 5 p.m. Uh, it says all yard 6 a.m. truck number 35 gray tool trailer on site for 7 a.m. pack up at 4 p.m. leave site between 4:15 and 4:30 p.m. Let me know if you need a dump truck on site because they're doing some on site hauling. But that's been the same dispatch all week because Daryl knows what he's doing, and then he just will message me when he needs a dump truck or if he needs something. But it's the same dispatch all week for that. But I just found that it just and I had to face the reality that the thing I had always done, which is just meet everyone in the morning and have a quick meeting and tell everyone what they were doing, that I couldn't do that anymore because I wasn't capable of keeping track of everything anymore because I'm old and my brain is mush.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying the system that worked for us up till now is going to continue to work, right? I'm not opposed to changing and doing things on this app or whatever.
Well, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be a million ways. I used to do it at Ridge Lake with text messages. Every crew, I had a group text message with everyone, and I'd list every crew and where I expected them to go every day.
Yeah.
Now we didn't communicate what they were. I had more communication with the foreman then, and what's your plans? What are you planning for tomorrow? Like it kind of we did it more like that.
It's amazing what software can help you do in your business.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I like this software though. So it's this this is good too because I often put like for the truck, like for the trucks, they all have like a contact. Like I don't know if I have any trucking ones. Oh, here's one for Andrew. Uh, Andrew yard 6 a.m. truck 58 30-ton float on site for 6:30 a.m. Pickup location. Follow Cody's directions to the property. Be careful of the gates pulling in. It's thin. Machines, Cat 289 skid steer, Cat 265 skid steer, Cat 303 excavator. Put forks and buckets into the back of the truck if needed. Drop location, and then it has the site contact and her phone number. So that way he can go there and hopefully not call me 50 fucking times
Perfect.
with legitimate questions. Andrew's good, but sometimes like there's like, hey, like, am I supposed to drive through these gates? Like, it's dark. It's 6:30 in the morning. I've never been here before. Like, you know, all or call me and say all these machines won't fit on the fucking float. But she did actually get all three of them on the float. So I don't. That's just for me. This is just a better.
Yeah, the great thing is that I have now 4 months coming up where we can plan to get it right next year.
There's another app called Basecamp that one of our clients is on.
Somebody from that company, I think, has been trying to get me on something there for a while.
Base
I
camp.
think, yeah, I think it was base camp. Something.
So from what I can tell from base camp, I'm only in one little part of it, but from what I can tell on base camp is project oriented. So you would say, like, what projects do you have going on right now?
What projects do I have going on right now? It is for
Yeah.
someone from base camp. They want me to do something with them, or they're
Yeah,
just
they want
fishing. Who knows? But whatever.
they're probably fishing for you to join. So like I can like to me like it's so we would right now we have two projects going on. So I would have a group chat for those two projects, and the people that are working on those projects are in the group chat, and then the supervisors of those projects are in the group chat. So I have group chats like that on Connect Team, but mine are like crew one, crew two, and then I move the people in the chats based on what crew they're working on. But mostly they're usually on the same crew. And then if they have questions, and Jack is in both the chats, and Kelly's in both the chats because I can't constantly don't have the answers that they need because I just don't know enough because I like you said I can't be everywhere. So and they used to phone me constantly, and then I would phone Jack. Like if it's some contractual thing, I half the time I don't know what our contract is. I don't remember. I read it before Jack sent it because I review everything he sends, but in the 300 emails a day I look at and stuff, I don't remember exactly what's like. I don't remember exactly what we're doing. So I now Jack's in all these chats. So if they have a contractual question, they can literally put, like, I was picking up material for a job and I literally put in the one chat for the crew I was going to, Jack, am I picking up triple mix for this? What the fuck is this stuff? And Jack said, no, it's compost. You need to pick up compost on that job. I said, oh, okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, I can see how that would be great. The only thing I'm worried about with this whole thing is I don't necessarily want to give them another reason to be on their phones. Like there's so much phones everywhere. But you park the truck on your phone before you get out of the truck. Oh, waiting for someone to come back with a bucket with the skid steer on your phone. Guys, the fucking phones. Like
What if you had a tablet in each truck that they had to use?
that you have to tether to your phone or
What if
whatever.
you just said your phone only comes out of your pocket if it's a phone call, or
Well
if
then,
you're
but then I was checking the app. I was checking to see what we have to do. Well, that's not a phone call. And that's a great excuse for Instagram or the app. You can't tell what they're doing on their phone.
I don't have the same phone level problems you have, so
Yeah, we got lots of problems. We have lots of problems that I think are sucking production out that I have to do something about. Because again, if the guys want to make this kind of money, we can't be fucking around on the phones and I can't tell you how
was
many
production
times
a problem in August, or is it only a problem in the end of the season?
it's it's a problem in August. It burns my arse a lot more in November whenever we're day by day, right? With how much time we have left.
Can you incentivize them to hit labor hours and then
Uh,
they hold each other
Well, he's
accountable?
he's already saying that they're overly incentivized in his opinion.
Okay.
Well, Chad's been saying that this whole
Right.
podcast is these people are overly incentivized for what they're doing, and you're saying, "Hey, you're already overly incentivizing them. Let's incentivize these fuckers some more,"
yeah.
which
I'm
could
just
work.
thinking of some sort of accountability so that people call each other out for being on the phones when they want to be able to hit labor hours to get a little bonus.
What more can you, more money on top? Like, how much money do you want me to pile on these people? Like, really, I never made fucking half of what they make whenever I was landscaper. I mean, it was a different time, but still.
Do you have do you lay out a clear expectation in the morning of what you think is going to be completed that day?
I said,
Or do you
well,
let them just go
how long
like
does it?
go?
How long is this going to take? I let them make the decisions, right? How long is this going to take?
Do you think that if you tried you making the decision that that might change things?
Yeah, I've done that in the past, and it's stressed them out more. But maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need more fucking stress because it's obviously too relaxed.
Potentially.
So
Like I literally started writing down because we had like I'm getting my goal is for everyone to be back at our yard and on their way home by 5:30.
that's fair. I'm not
Because
asking my guys to work
no,
until
no, I'm just
we're late.
yeah, I don't know what you're asking. I'm just like for me, I think that working Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. until between 5 and 5:30 and heading home, that's a full enough week for anybody, and they need to spend some time doing other things other than landscaping.
Absolutely. It's rare
So
that I
that's why I
work
sorry,
outside.
go ahead.
It's rare that I ask them to work outside. Maybe if we're working out of town, then we work a little later because you're working out of town, right? But
So that's why I started like because then the problem was I originally said to them, I want the trucks to be back at the yard between 5 and 5:30 and parked and guys gone home. Aim for 5:15 daily. You have a good idea about where you're going, how long it takes to travel. I mean, I think that we probably travel farther, so we're probably leaving a bit earlier than you guys. Um, unless you're going to Ottawa or something, but we but then I noticed like it started like creeping back because they were leaving earlier. I thought that, we I thought we wouldn't get back on time or the traffic was good or so then that's why I started saying like pack up at 4, leave site between 4 and 4:15. There's a clear expectation there now. And I do that for every job now. This is what time I expect you to, you know. I have drivers that there's a stand we have an SOP. It's not like a written one, but when we pick up gravel direct from the pit all the time, but we buy it on someone else's account because the volume that that person is buying factors into the price we pay, and they want our volume and we want their volume so that we all pay less for gravel. So we buy the gravel on someone else's account. But part of the SOP is you have to text the owner of that account a picture of your gravel ticket after you pick up the gravel so that
fair.
he can track, right?
Hmm.
So we've been doing that now for 6 years, Christy in particular. I still write in her dispatch every day, send ticket to,
Fair. Yeah.
because it's just part of what I write in there. I write it for all of them. Send ticket to. They drive the same fucking trucks every day, and I write down their trucks and what they. Andrew, I add the float because sometimes he takes the 30 tons, sometimes he takes the 20. But
When it
it,
comes to projects, PK, do you set what they should be getting done in a day?
uh, sometimes
Sometimes.
it depends on what my understanding of the project is. To be fair,
Do
like
you have Jack do that because he's quoting the commercial projects for you? Do you have him kind of set a
Jack has
timeline?
days. So some of the recent projects we're doing are projects where someone was like, "Hey, we need you to do this. This is what we have in it." And Jack will do a review of it and then say, "Yeah, we could do it for that." And my mind is more like, I don't really care what they offered. We have nothing else going on, so just send the guys to do it so they can get their
Hmm.
season in. Right? Jack and I definitely have like a timeline of what our expectation is of getting work done. I don't think we hit the timeline very often because I think we need to squeeze the timeline in order to get the jobs.
Hmm.
Sometimes we hit the timelines, we get everything done. Sometimes we're ahead. I do. I will lay out hours every day. I try to lay out an expect like for I think should take a week or you know where are we with this? What problems have, because everything we do has some kind of fucking problem. Because we, similar to Chad's experience, you control so little of what goes on around you that there can be a lot of problems that aren't related to you that cause you to. It's not like a residential site where you're sort of almost in control of everything except the attitude of the homeowner. Like a commercial site, like fucking the asphalter shows up to asphalt the parking lot 5 days early and puts top coat on it. And now you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one cares. Well, that job, the timeline just got blown, but it had nothing to do with the fucking guys.
Yeah. We told a good commercial client actually today that sorry, we're out of time. We're out of topsoil. They said we really need this parking lot or this yard topsoiled. Said, well, we tried to bank it in off the sidewalk so that there's no tripping hazard, which is pretty standard for our city. Uh, can't have tripping hazards off the sidewalks all winter. So we banked it in off the sidewalk. Everything is just too wet. We tried. Can't say we didn't try. We're out of time, guys. Like tomorrow is the last day that it doesn't snow, and that we tried today. The topsoil was just muck, like just shit. You can't move it. You can't drive through it. You can't put it down. I'm just like, we tried. If you're not, don't blame the landscaper. Blame the civil guy that took however many months longer to do their job than we would take to do ours. Like they pushed us to the end. That's it. There's no time left.
When were you supposed to be on that job?
Months ago, August, September.
So it would have been a great time for topsoil and
Yeah.
sod.
Yeah, it would have been a fucking phenomenal time. Could have gave you A1 work. You wouldn't have had anything to complain about. Another job we did last week. Township wasn't happy that we laid sod over some snow. Well, the sod showed up that morning. I didn't know it was gonna fucking snow 3 centimeters the night before, and your plows were out and pushed it right onto my fresh topsoil. Had to do something. The sod can't not go down.
Won't the snow just melt?
Yeah, they didn't think so. There's not sod to dirt contact. Well, not for that fucking day, there isn't. But there
There's
will
not
be.
sod to that dirt contact.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Sick of the whole thing. Sick of it. We got two left after tomorrow. And that'll take us to the end. One was a rush job that has to be done by December 18th in a creek. Um, there's these water filtration rock structures that have to go in the creek. And we didn't want to do it. So Jack, put a price on this so that we don't get it. Old man Murray called me, estimator. He sounds like he smoked a pack a day for the last 50 years or whatever, right? Your price is a little high, but we're going to use it because we don't want to do it. Okay, well, let me know if you get it, Murray. 2 days later, oh, we got that job. You ready to start? It's like, fuck. Okay. Okay. Call Jack. You sure the number's good on this? Yep. Okay. So now we're building rock structures in a fucking swamp. $12,000 dewatering in there. So
Who's dewatering it?
we are. But after going to the site and having the meeting with Murray in his sweatpants and the city inspectors there, we determined that there's already a rotten rock structure in the water, and we're just going to take it and pile it in front of the new one and make like a giant fucking dam and just dam up the whole creek for a couple weeks and build it and then let the dam explode after that. So we should be good. And in all honesty, like I don't do a lot of this stuff. I hadn't looked at the drawing. I pulled it up on my iPad while I was getting there, and I'm like, fuck, I have no clue what this job is about. No clue about anything we're doing. Yeah, just take this rock and put it over here and build the new one here. I'm just like, what the fuck am I even building? Like, it's not like a retaining wall, right? Where it's just like, yeah, a retaining wall is a retaining wall. These rock structures are something that I've never done before. And it's just basically a mountain of bee gravel with some pipe in it and then some riprap over top of it. Like, any moron could build this. And I said, yeah, just put some pickets where you want it and give me a grade stake, and then that's all I need. By the end of the 45-minute meeting, I'm like, I think I understand what I have to do here. Not rocket science. So,
Daryl's cutting these like multi-purpose swales that all hit into each other and stuff. And I obviously hadn't been there in a week because we were away. And then I went there on Tuesday, I guess. And I'm looking at it. He's like, "Did this turn out how you imagined it would be?" I'm like, "I didn't even know what you're doing here, man. Like, I don't even know." And today he was telling me like, "There's 30 trees to move," and I'm like, well, "We're moving 30 trees? I have no fucking clue we were doing that." Oh, and then the day I was there, I was like, "What are those guys doing?" He's like, "Oh, we're forking these trees, existing tree balls out because they don't like, and we're moving deciduous." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize that was part of what we were doing, but sure, let's do that. Let's
well,
get her done."
obviously it wasn't written down in the app then.
No, because that's the job that I don't know much about, and Daryl's been taking care of it with Jack, and I don't know a ton about it. And I'm just like, he said to me today, "Aren't you supposed to be in charge of this?" I'm like, "I guess." Yesterday, I said, "You're doing a hell of a job, Daryl. You're doing great, buddy. Like,
Is that the
keep
muddy
going."
job?
Yeah, yeah, the muddy job where the Bill was wearing his boots.
That looks exactly like an NDL job would look like. Like that's my kind of stuff. That typical commercial muddy job in November.
There was part of that job was, I guess there's an outlet pipe and no one really knows what it outlets. So the previous contractor in this place buried it 6 feet in the ground.
Oh, great.
So one of the items that was on our list was dig out pipe and find it.
Hmm.
So today they laid a bunch of sod there. So which wasn't part of our contract.
Right on.
Daryl came up to me and goes, "Everything we've done that's outside a contract, I made a ticket for it with hours on it." I'm like, "Cool. I don't even know what we're supposed to be doing." So I probably would have just done all that shit and not gotten paid.
Wow.
He's like, "I got a half a book of tickets for shit we keep asking me to do." I'm like, "I'll just keep doing it, man. It's the end of the year. We'll get to we'll get to the end of the season here." Like,
We're putting topsoil in by the cube, and one of the drivers, the delivery drivers, was done delivering today, and I said, "Can I get the tickets for this?" He said, "I don't have tickets." What the fuck do you mean? That's your whole job is to have tickets in your truck. Like I need those tickets. I have to show the consultant how much topsoil we used here, or else I'm doing it for free. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't have tickets? Oh, you'll have to call the office. What the fuck? The office doesn't have tickets. You have tickets. You're the trucker. So I'm
do
not
you buy
fucking.
soil from them a lot?
Yeah, but I still need it in hand.
I'm saying, do they normally have tickets?
Yeah, this guy I've
Why
never
the
seen him before.
Oh, was he a broker?
No, no, he was company truck. He was. We don't have broker trucks in Cornwall, really. It's not often that you'll get a broker. So, but anyway, I never got a ticket. So we put down 22 trucks in 2 days, which is okay. Shane did 14 on his own, just skid steer work the day before. And then GIP's like, slow down. Like, slow down for what? There's no season left. There's no slowing down. This is it. We have to go this fast. And we're still not going to be done. I said, I'll get the slinger back next year.
I saw a GIP truck in Kitchener.
GIP's everywhere, man.
They're
Are
everywhere.
they? Yeah.
Vancouver is all GIP.
Is it?
Oh, Canada wide, yeah.
They're huge.
They absorbed cocoa for like $1 billion, like it was nothing.
Why can't someone absorb NDL?
Someone would if you put it up for sale. How much have you tried to sell it?
I don't know.
Zero?
I don't. Well, wasn't there somebody that promised to scale your business to a saleable asset?
Maybe.
How much
It
would
depends
NDL
on
go for?
it depends on
What
what
does
trip
NDL even know?
it depends on what trip you want to go on. Are you going to Cancun? Are you going skiing? Are you going like what trip are you going on?
I
That
said
will that
eight,
will justify who's going to help you scale your business
$8
because
million dollars takes it all, assets and all.
Even your house.
I can let the house go for that. Yeah, yeah. I'll move right over to the cottage. Take it all. I'll throw in some llamas or some alpacas.
alpacas.
Yeah, 8 million. We don't owe anything,
And then
really.
what do you do? Do you ride off into the sunset or do you
Uh,
do something else?
no, I would go work for my partner's company.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, why not? Just
Maybe you could be a project manager for him.
What if
yeah,
there was a
that's it. That's
non-compete
exactly what I
though
do.
that you couldn't work in the industry?
Okay,
That's usually what would
I'll
happen.
take a couple years off. You can't non-compete for your fucking entire life.
3 to 5 years.
Okay, I'll be fine. The interest on $8 million, you don't have to work anyway,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't think it's that much money.
I don't know if I would sell it.
I would.
You don't think you would sell Paver King?
No. I was just
A
talking to
couple weeks
someone
ago,
about
you said
this.
you would.
Yeah. I think this past entire year you've
We
talked
flipped.
about yeah.
Mm.
You're not sick of it anymore, and I am.
It's because we're coming into snow and this is PK's time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think I would talk about selling it, but I don't know if I would.
Oh, I'm gone before the ink is dry.
Before the ink is dry.
I'd do something in the industry, but I don't know. Maybe I'd be a consultant. Who knows?
I don't
Well, you would be the successful one who sold for seven
Yeah,
figures and